Now to the Trump presidency, and President Trump making it absolutely clear today, as he has in the past, that he wishes he had never chosen Jeff Sessions to become his attorney general. CBS 4's anchor Elliot Rodriguez live in the control room with the president's latest verbal attack against the AG. Elliot.
We've heard this before, right, Rick? It's not new to hear President Trump bash Attorney General Jeff Sessions over his decision to recuse himself in the Russia investigation. But now we're learning the president wanted Sessions to reconsider his recusal. The president is so disappointed in his choice to head the Justice Department, he left no doubt today he wishes he had picked someone else.
Never give up.
President Trump isn't giving up when it comes to attacking his own attorney general. The New York Times reports the president tried to get Jeff Sessions to change his mind about recusing himself in the Russia investigation. Congressman Trey Gowdy was asked about that on CBS this morning.
I think what the president is doing is expressing frustration that Attorney General Sessions should have shared these reasons for recusal before he took the job, not afterward.
Gowdy went on to say the president has every right to be angry at Sessions.
If I were the president and I picked someone to be the country's chief law enforcement officer and they told me later, oh, by the way, I'm not going to be able to participate in the most important case in the office, I would be frustrated, too. There are lots of really good lawyers in the country. He could have picked someone else.
That comment prompted President Trump to tweet, "I wish I did." Gowdy, who attended a classified Justice Department briefing, pushed back on Mr. Trump's claim that a spy was inserted in his campaign.
Was there a spy?
That is not a term I've ever used in the criminal justice system. Undercover, informant, confidential informant, those are all words I'm familiar with. I've never heard the term spy used.
So when the president says Spygate, that's not there was no spy inserted into the campaign. Have you seen any evidence of that?
I have not.
But Gowdy was in the briefing. He knows what was done, and he is saying these allegations are baseless.
Again,
there was no spying on the Trump campaign.
Certainly the president feels that there is cause for concern and it should be looked at.
Now, Sanders pointed to the firing of Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe, who oversaw investigations into both the Trump and Clinton campaigns. Mr. Trump often suggests McCabe, along with former FBI Director James Comey, ran biased investigations. Rick and Rudabeh, back to you.